Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Up next, we have Seth in New Orleans. Hey, Seth. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How can we help?
Well, I mean, not to be too long with it, but 2018 rolled around, and Dave came out to a church nearby my house and went and listened to him talk. And, you know, I've been broke and working hard, and decided that I'd follow him and be working hard, not broke. And over the last couple of years, I've worked real hard and put a lot of, seeds in the ground. And this holiday had some of my family over, and I have a new property and some new space. And they wound up, asking about the mortgage. We're working on some land, and we're asked about the mortgage. And, I just kind of said, I don't have mortgage on the property. And then, one thing came to another, and it came out that we had a lot more money than my family had ever thought you could have. And it's caused quite a bit of a humdinger around the family. So
have they asked you for money, or are they just upset and envious that you don't have debt and you're not strapped with payments?
Oh yeah, no, all. Yes, sir.
All of it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
So they straight up said,
above.
"Hey, you doing pretty well, boy, aren't you? You got any of that money laying around for us?" Like, was it joking or was it pretty serious?
No, I mean, we went out we have a mess of kids, and so we went out one night for something, and the ice cream was there, and I was like, you told my kids grab ice cream, whatever, kids grab ice cream. Well, I ended up getting ice cream for everyone, which isn't a big thing anymore. And, we're like, oh, it must be nice, and then the next night they were saying, we're going out to dinner, and my wife was, only went to dinner, family over, so I was like, just the two of us will go out, and they're like, oh, you got us, we can go too, da-da-da. And no, I do not have you.
So there's assumptions and
Oh,
entitlement now of like, well, he'll cover it because he's doing pretty well, so he should cover it.
expectation.
Yeah.
And is this your direct parents?
and
Like
then
who's involved here?
Everyone. Yeah, no, everyone asked throughout the course of the 2 weeks after that. They found out about
Aunts,
like,
uncles,
income
cousins?
being different. Yes, sir. All the
Gosh,
above.
Seth.
Got phone calls and everything.
Goodness gracious.
It's like you won the
People coming
lottery
out
or
of the
something,
woodwork.
but it's taking you.
How much money do you guys actually have?
A lot. I don't know what a lot for everyone is. A lot for what I thought. We, my wife and I we stopped whining and started working, which is kind of our joke to us. And, I don't know, we put some things together, and right now I think we did our net worth at the beginning of the year, and it was about right under $4 million.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
It's great.
That is amazing. How old are you two?
Yeah. I'm 37. We're 37, so.
That's incredible.
And this is mostly your family, not hers.
No, her family doesn't know, and they're
You're like, they're not going to.
They're
We're not
good
telling
people.
anybody else.
After this debacle.
Oh,
Yeah, they're good though. They're all swear. They're not my side. They'll be like, oh, good for you.
Is your family local, Seth? Do you guys have like day-to-day interaction with them?
Not so much right now, but yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but they're local, and you guys usually would like kind of do life together.
Yeah.
You do dinners together. Like they're a part of your rhythm in life.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Seth. It's about to get uncomfortable. How do you feel? Are you like pissed about it, or are you confused with it? Do you feel bad? Like what's your overall emotion?
Well, I was upset the first night, and so I ended up calling everyone together the next night, and I was like, listen, my responsibility is to take care of my wife and my kids, and I'm going to do that. And I told them I would put them through FPU, and I wrote a list of all the books I read. I mean, I picked up majority of all the books, and the library's free, and so I was like, I'll tell you all the books I read. You can read those, I'll tell you what I did.
They're not interested in learning.
Well, no, that's pretty bold, Seth. The next night, I was expecting us to have like a conversation about setting a boundary. You just did it the day after. So then how do they respond to that? No. They asked for you to pay for their dinner, I think.
Yeah, pretty much, and they're like, well, if you don't have it or you don't want to share, and it was just a lot of guilt. And so I've been wrestling with it for a couple months now, and I was listening to y'all's show, and I was like, I should probably just call and say, hey, y'all, you guys have money. I don't have a lot of people in my life that have money. So, I have new friends, I guess, but it's hard to say, to your brother looking at you, like, hey, you got $10,000 for a business. Like, I don't have $10,000 for your business. I'm sorry. That's not what I have.
Yeah, this is not Bank of
it,
Seth.
but I'm not there.
That's right.
Well, you've approached this with a lot of tact and wisdom and maturity, which I applaud you for. And the fact that you're even willing to have the hard conversation tells me that there is hope here. But it may take a few of these conversations and enough times to where they get the hint. And you know what? That might hurt these relationships. These people may not want to hang out and go to dinner because they have some own resentment that they, some poison they've been drinking.
Yeah.
And so I don't want that to be a reflection on you, and it's going to be painful in some of these situations, but you have to do what's right for your family, and you can't let this generosity turn into a requirement because that takes all of the joy out of it.
Yeah, and Seth, and just so you know, and I know you probably know this, but just to say it out loud, like, you've done nothing wrong, right? And I feel like what can happen is they can pin you in a corner where you feel like suddenly if you don't do something, you're doing something wrong because, do you have the means? Yeah, you guys do. But you're an adult and you get to decide what you do, just like what you told them. Your responsibility is to you and your family, and what you do beyond that is up to you. But by you existing with this money, that is not a wrong. You're not in the wrong. And I feel like sometimes you can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the one that's done something that's not good or not okay. And so just remember that you haven't done anything wrong. And the truth is, and George said it, but it probably sadly will create a divide. And I wish that wasn't the case, but I feel like they've proven themselves. After you set a pretty strong boundary and were very honest and clear, they chose to overstep that boundary and ask you to pay for dinner that night. So I think you have to have a realization too, and you probably already have, but you and your wife stick together as a team and just realize, oh my gosh, sadly, they don't have the maturity to handle this part of your life that you brought them into, right? By sharing this information. And that's sad because it may end up causing a divide and stronger boundaries that you're going to have to set.
Yeah. No, I agree. The thing that I kept pushing for was they could do it too, Like, that's what was hard. My heart was, and I'm not trying to withhold from them. I'm trying to, like, I'll walk with you. I'll tell you exactly how I did it. I wrote it all down. I'll keep my budgets in paper. I can tell you how I did it. And there's a lot of luck in a lot of things, but we could do it together. Like, I'll help you, And they're just, no, I'm not interested in working. I mean, they used to make fun of me in the beginning when I said, oh yeah, I was going to follow Dave Ramsey plan. They're like, no, don't do that. That's not going to make you any money. I was like, all right. I mean, he seems to like his wife and his life. I want to do that too, Like,
that was my heart. I was like, they're not interested in learning. Entitlement runs far away from work. That's generally how it goes. And so I love the old quote. I think it's a Maya Angelou quote. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And if they show their character that this relationship is based on transactions and your forced generosity, then it's not a relationship. And they're choosing to opt out of that relationship if that's how they see you. And so the hardest part about all this is you grappling with the emotions of that. It has nothing to do with them. Yeah. It's you feeling like, really, I'm not the bad guy here. Because they're going to gaslight you and go, man, you're evil. I can't believe that. You're so stingy after everything we did for you. Remember when you were 5 and I took you? There's going to be all kinds of things that bubble to the surface now.
Yeah, that's what you pretty much nailed what my dad said. Yeah, 100% hit him right on the head.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it was an odd conversation. It's an odd place to be. But, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe the best course would be, bend the knee a little bit and just.
Best course is, flee the country and change your name, but let's not do that,
Go into the witness protection program.
The right course is have the hard conversations as many times as you need to, and then you need to draw the line and say, listen, we've talked about this several times. This is where I stand on it. I love you guys, but our relationship can't be based on transactions.
Yeah, and again, they're choosing this. Like, that you haven't done anything. You've just done the hard work for 5-6 years.
Seth is a good man.
I know, and this is what is being exposed in them, and you can't control them as much as your heart is so good and pure and wanting that. You can't, and I think it's gonna continue to create that divide, and you're gonna continue not to want to let them into your life, which is so sad with family. So I'm so sorry, Seth. I hope you feel encouraged, though. You're doing good.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.